let's get this out of the way right at the start. I am not a furry. However, mommy, absolutely supercalifragilisticexpialidociously would. Awooga. But yeah, not a furry. I mean, I'm just saying, like, hear me out, you know? Not a furry, though. Definitely not a furry. But like, for both our sakes, I think it will be best if we leave judgment at the door. Oh, wait, nope, not that door. Well, look what you did. I was scrolling around on one of the websites I typically get games through publishers for and saw something that caught my eye. Well, two somethings. Boobs. I'm talking about the goat boobs. I'd just like to throw out there that I had to send a professionally worded email to a PR rep that amounted to me being like, hey, do you guys have any screenshots of the goat lady with the massive honkers where the text doesn't cover up the titties? It's for a YouTube thumbnail, I swear. And they didn't respond to me. And I mean, like, I get it. I get it. Look, now that I'm a certified snobby-ass video essayist, I would normally do a full plot summary essay with some moral implications type beat, but that would hurt this game more than help it, and it would hurt my fucking brain trying to keep track of everything. I mean, this game is confusing as all hell. I can almost guarantee in the week following launch there's going to be some YouTuber who puts out a short of an out-of-context moment from this game that'll go viral. And honestly, I hope it does, because this game was overall pretty fucking sweet.
I seem to have misplaced all of my clothes and adornments. Whatever should we do, hmm? This is a real low point.
The premise here is simple, and if you've played the first game, you know what's up. You are lured back to your hometown as it's being taken over by cultists of an elder god named Rhok'zan.
Do you have any idea who I am? I'm Rhok'zan, the black goat of the woods.
Oh, Rhok'zan. Okay, well, your childhood home is the site of an incomplete ritual to summon her. Upon summoning Upon summoning her, you find out she's actually being held hostage by the cultists who are torturing her for some reason, and by completing the rituals in the book you found, only you can set her free. So you do that, save her, fuck the goat, roll credits, game's over. Look, I'm not really into visual don't look at that. I'm not really into visual novels, so don't look at that. God, this YouTube thing is hard. I'm not really into visual novels, even though my last video was on a visual novel and this one is, and I'm playing another visual novel right now to make a video on at some point. Okay, so maybe visual novels are fine, but I know for sure that dating sims are not my thing. It was cool when I was 16 and didn't talk to girls, but now I'm 25 and still don't talk to girls because they're yucky, and the dating sims don't appeal to me as much. So for me to go out of my way to check this one out, it has to be doing something pretty funny, and I think getting jiggy with a sexy MILF elder god of lust is kind of funny, kind of wacky. Also, fun fact, this is the second game in a row I've covered with voice work by Nicole Goodnight. Good job, dude, you're killing it. So the big question, does the Eldritch Horror Elder God dating sim live up to the premise it sets up for itself? I mean, yeah, it was pretty fun. Fair warning, some of the writing is very anime, so if you can't handle uwu talk, I'd steer clear. But overall, the game is pretty self-aware and funny, so it's worth writing out the occasional or whatever.
Yeah, it's whatever. Totally cool.
There was more than a handful of times that it had me laughing out loud to myself in my room like a psychopath.
They're psychopaths.
Where they may have lacked budget, they certainly didn't lack any flair. Also, fair warning, I'm going to be discussing and showing spoilers on screen from this point forward, so if you want a quick yes/no on the game, I'd say yes if you're already interested by this point in the video. Have fun. Now, the game is structured into 4 chapters, each with a main antagonistic character that each has their own theme, and it's your job to win them over, really beat the devil out of them.
And just beat the devil out of them.
I will say that the spray bottle exists in-game for a couple mechanical reasons, but you can use it to spray any of the characters, including Rhok'zan, like a cat, to make them stop flirting, and the game can be entirely platonic if that's what you want. But that's not what you want, is it? You want to fuck an eldritch being, and in pursuit of that goal, while I may have missed some kind of extras, I did get all the achievements for the game, even if a few of them bugged out for me and didn't unlock on Steam. And I got all the true endings for every chapter, so I'm fairly confident in saying that you cannot romance any of the human characters. I don't really think it's fair to knock the devs for this. Shoehorning 3 extra romances into the game would have ended up with there being some really weird bloat on an otherwise fairly tight narrative experience. Although just now in saying that, I guess it would have helped replayability, but you aren't playing Goat Mommy game to get down and dirty with Brittany from Walmart, so I think it's fine. One of the cool things about this game, besides the, massive honkers on the Goat Mommy, is that it plays kinda like a low-budget horror game with sprinkles of dating sim content between sections. Your childhood home has all of the materials to do all of the rituals, but the cultists are also in your house, in your basement, in your walls. So you have to sneak from room to room and open each door slowly to peek out and make sure the coast is clear. There's a few parts of the game where you might get frustrated and stuck, but once you get the hang of things, it's pretty intuitive and fun, and it gave me a right fucking frightening at least a couple times. Mechanically speaking, though, for most of the game, you have to perform rituals that require different tools, so you talk to Rhok'zan, go fetch whatever the game needs you to, then it's back to your room to read from the book. There was actually some really neat mechanical depth to this as the game went on. Each chapter introduced new twists to the loop that tied in with the main antagonist for that chapter. The final chapter has a literal 7-minute gauntlet with like 20 pages worth of threats that'll pop up, and the solutions to those threats on those pages that actually rewards reading through the book and knowing how to respond quickly to each of the new things. Go figure. Another plus is that despite some of the occasionally weird pacing, the writing is overall pretty competent, and the broader story is interesting enough, and each of the characters' dialogue feels pretty unique to them and believable within the confines of the story, which is really all you can ask. The voice acting is also pretty on point all around. Full marks.
And number 6. Burn this list after doing everything on it so she doesn't know what's coming. Oh. Well, here's number 5.
I don't know. This has never happened before. Nothing like this.
I did mention earlier that the game was confusing, and that is true, but if you just kind of ride it out and go along with everything, pretty much every question I had about characters or the reason things were the way they were got answered by the time credits rolled with a pretty satisfying ending. I will say, sadly, no, you do not get to boink the Goat Mommy, but you get a good bit of fan service. And I'm not a furry, by the way. I really want to drive that point home. This game was good, and while the team was kind enough to send me a copy a week early for review, a lot of my recommendation is going to depend on what they're charging for it, and I think in the range of like 10 to 15 bucks is pretty fair here. If you're interested in the game and it's around that price, go pick it up and enjoy Goat Mommy supremacy. It's a good time. Now, this is the part of the video where I really quickly tell you a bit about me in hopes that it isn't your last time hearing my luscious, currently recovering from COVID voice. I do video essays that I'm pretty proud of, so if you liked this video, those essays are largely the same energy, just more of it. And I would encourage you to maybe check out the Slay the Princess video, as if you're into Sucker for Love, then I imagine you would also be into that game. Liking, commenting, and subscribing all help so much, especially for smaller YouTubers like me. And if you'd like to go the extra mile, go drop me a follow on Twitch. I stream there fairly frequently. All the names you've been seeing on your screen are people with recurring subscriptions to me on Twitch, as well as our current singular YouTube member. I literally just opened up memberships on here. So if you would like to financially support the channel and what I do, you can click the join button next to my name, and your name will end up here at the end of videos as well. For now though, thanks for watching.